All right, well, hello and welcome back as we are getting ready for our third and final game of the night. Hoping for a good one. Haven't been able to get past 4 games tonight. We'll see if we can get it done in this one as it's 2 versus 7. Daytona ending their season at 7-2, like many other teams, clinching in week 6. Vancouver, meanwhile, ending at 1-8 in 10th place as they got locked into the play-in after week 8. Then, of course, we have their play-in result where they took it in 5 against Denver. Looking over to their previous matchup, it was in week 3 when Daytona were undefeated and Vancouver did not have a win. That one did go all the way to 5 games, with Vancouver taking games 1 and 3, but Daytona still won it in the end. Looking at the standings, as we've said several times, the teams in gold ended up making it directly to the postseason, while the teams in white had to fight through the play-in, and it was the bottom two who actually made it through to the playoffs. Looking at the quarterfinals so far, 2 games down, those contributing to give us this bracket with half of the teams determined. And we're going to have our first semi-final matchup determined here. As we mentioned, both KCF and Vancouver making it through as the 9 and 10 seed from the play-in. KC not faring too well, not getting that series win in their quarterfinal, but the closest game of the quarterfinals so far, the only one that wasn't a sweep. So we'll see if Vancouver can do the same. But we can zoom in on this matchup more specifically, as it's Cozy and Arium that are your key players, with the averages 4-2 in favor of Daytona, with shot percentage and demos being the exception. Team stats more locked between 2 players for Daytona, as it's Cozy leading everything except a tie. That's not true. That is just flatly led by Aiden. I'll change that if we have a moment here. And then it is saves and demos that are also going over to Aiden. So that is actually a 3-3 split between those 2 players, but still giving it to your Pixel MVP in Cozy. For Vancouver, quite split as well, with a tie between Koala and Arium on goals. And then also a shot percentage going to Arrow and assists going to Corinth. And so, with all of that said, you should see that switch. Bang. Now it is just Aiden leading that assist stat. And I think Vancouver are kind of a weird team. We'll start with them because Daytona are a little bit clearer. I think Vancouver, for pretty much the entire season, were okay. But this team is decent, right? Like, you know, we're moving them up towards like 6th or towards more of the middle of the standings on your power rankings. You're thinking, but this team is pretty good. Like, they can contend, right? And then they just couldn't do it. And then finally they get their first win, and it feels like that's a big step. They beat Buffalo. That's a team below them that might feel like they're starting to pick it up. But then again, it just falls down. They lose to KC. It feels rough. But then again, they battle back and get a huge win over Denver. So this is a team that does have momentum and does have a chance to be a scary team. We just haven't seen it. We'll talk about Daytona, but as we do, we get into the game. Daytona in blue, Vancouver in orange. Daytona on the other side, we're in the top 4, I believe even top 3 all season long. And we're fared so-so in their matchups against the other top 4 teams, losing out to Madison and then losing out against Boston. But they did take down Inchin. They did take down pretty much everyone else. In fact, absolutely everyone else. And so this is a strong team. Many people's favorites if it wasn't Boston. And so we will see how they do as Corinth ending up with control blocked to the side by Cozy. Of course, also a very strong duo spearheading this Daytona roster. Cozy taking the MVP. Aiden would have been the front runner for defensive if he wasn't on Cozy's team. And it might be Cozy starting things out as he'll get goal number 1. It is 1-0 Daytona. As Cozy gets the clear and gets the free follow-up. As of course, still time left to play here. I didn't quite get to make a prediction either. I think well, before that, Daytona don't want to stop scoring, and it's now 2-0. Romeo just bangs it down. It bounces across the line. And just like that, the lead grows. Daytona now up by 2, 1 minute into this one. I think I would have gone Daytona 4-1. It's kind of just the cope I've said with several of these, that I feel like Vancouver are probably strong enough to take a game or make this more of a series. But I think Daytona have shown a vastly higher level much more consistently. And so I think they should be the pretty clear better team here, and I think they should win this series. But I could see a battle that pulls it closer from Vancouver. But of course, not a fantastic start here. As 2 minutes in, they are down by 2, but there's the first one back as Corinth gets the void on the board. Rolls it down the sideline, 50s it off Cozy, and it goes straight to the bottom right corner. And just like that, it is a 2-1 advantage. So a little bit closer here for Vancouver. Still over 3 minutes left to play. Plenty of time for them to get another as well. But we'll see if they're able to get all the way back to tie this one up. Koala now ending up with control, but it's dunked down by Romeo. Corinth trying to play it over to the left side. Now rolling down again. Corinth on the catch. Cozy with a cut. He'll bang it over to the sidewall. Koala left alone for a moment here, but Cozy not able to get anything else on that. Arium now around the outside. That one bounced central, but saved away by Koala. Pinched over to the other side. Corinth waiting under it, trying to jump out off the corner to back pass, but that'll get over Cozy. Arium now cheating in. He'll get a touch up high in the air. Aiden down the sideline. Cozy to pass center. Aiden will jump in. He'll 52. Cozy will look for an angle. Arium will get a save, but there's no boost left. And Romeo doubles the lead again. 3-1. The double commit will be their downfall. As Arium gets the touch, but Corinth dives in too. They can't get a good clear, and they can't get back to it. Well, now looking for a play. It'll bounce away. Cozy gets a 50, now ends up with control. Corinth is able to take it away, but it still ends up with Aiden. Aiden now up to the back wall, caught to the side for now. Corinth trying to steal control away. This little bounce out off the back wall, now pass across. Now pop back forward, but Koala's the one to send it away. Koala now following it up, trying to knock this one downfield, but it's caught by Aiden. Aiden to the ceiling, looking for another touchdown. It'll be pinched forward towards the net, but Corinth there in plenty of time. Now bounce down into the corner. First one sent away. Cozy just bringing it down. Trying for another touch out, looking for a 50. It's Aiden off the post, but he can't send it home. Arium, though, dunked back in again. Daytona continuing to surge. Koala looking for another follow-up. This one popped up in the air. Arium knocking it down, but Romeo's already waiting. Under 75 seconds left to go here. Vancouver have been on the back foot for a lot of this game after the beginning. Now trailing by 2 goals still. Need to get one back here soon. Then they would have time to look for the second as Aiden waits back on this one and won't get a touch on it. Arium scores. It's back within 1. Arium just jumps in, shoots. Cozy expecting his teammate to get a piece of it, but he isn't able to do so. And so Vancouver right back into this game. 50 seconds left to go, trailing by 1. It's Corinth out off the corner, now cleared along by Romeo. Ariam around the outside trying to pop it up. Now it's out off the back wall. Aiden is there. Dunked down again. Now pop down off the ceiling. Koala waiting under it, looking for a 50. Cozy ends up with control. Looking for a center. Saved by Ariam. Romeo and Aiden both go. Now Cozy's left alone, but no one goes from Vancouver. It's a free play back in by Cozy. And Daytona survived the overcommit. Just like that, time now running out for the Void, under 10 seconds. Ariam late to jump, will get a touch forward off the back wall. Koala will dive, he will get beat. The clock will read 0. Vancouver will try to keep it up, but they won't get far. And the Daytona Coastline Control take game 1. It ends up a 1-goal divide in the end, but it was pretty clean from start to finish as they outshoot them 9-3, and they get that extra goal to give themselves, I named that replay game 12, nice, to give themselves the advantage in the series early on. And so as we quickly roll on towards game number 2, Vancouver, I think, have to be happy with how close that game was, despite how absolutely against them the control was. But we'll see if they can actually pull it closer, if they can actually get a game win here. This one's bouncing towards net, but Aiden's able to pop it away. Aiden now trying to pop it up in the air again. Romeo look for a shot. It'll get touched out to the side. I'm waiting with it, now around the corner. Aiden will dive, it's up off the ceiling, bouncing down. Corinth is there. Now Cozy on it next, waiting under it. For 150 back, Aiden on the catch. Now Ariam will send it long. Romeo up around the outside, Corinth trying to pinch it right back down. Cozy waiting under it, now out towards the sidewall yet again. Cozy a big pinch forward, that'll bounce out off the corner. Ariam on it next. Aiden trying to bounce it in. Will get a double, but won't go too far with it. Now following it down the sideline again. Ariam trying to pinch it forward. Koala trying to go, but Aiden an absolute slammer downfield. That'll force Corinth off his own back wall. 1 minute played here, still scoreless so far. Ariam not able to get there. Cozy will. It's off the bar. It's bouncing out. Romeo drops it in, but Koala recovers and saves. Cozy up next, off the back wall, 50 up high. Romeo will dive, but his shot's off target. Ariam now makes it awkward for Aiden. It gets by Aiden, but that touch will make it hard to shoot. Koala won't read it. Aiden now the other way. That one down just wide of the net. Corinth looking to dive, will get a touch to block it wide. 100 seconds into this one, no goals on the board still. Very end-to-end thus far, although I would say it's been more threatening. And Daytona get the first goal on a snipe by Romeo. It pops out off Corinth, and Romeo slots it top left. Perfect placement. And the Coastline Control find first blood for the second game in a row. Koala now trying to keep control, looking for the touchdown, but won't get too much on it. Around the corner here, Ariam trying to pop it forward, won't get that last touch. Cozy now trying to get it away, it'll bounce off the side wall. Corinth up to the ceiling. Romeo knocking it back down, now Corinth bangs it up. High out, Koala will let it go, but Ariam's shot is blocked. Now they're all forward. Cozy is mid. Aiden off the ceiling, but the pass a little bit too slow, and it's cleared away by Corinth. Corinth now another 50. Could have landed under it, but chooses to go for the boost instead. That touch still in Aiden's path, but he does get awkward, and Ariam will get it forward. Now across, but Romeo pops it out. Koala another shot down, sent over to the side wall. Romeo trying to pass it away. It's Cozy up in the air. Corinth to bring it down. Cozy dunked away. The defense is holding for Vancouver, but they need to find the offense. 2 minutes left to go. Still outscored 1-0. Corinth closing in, popped in the air off Aiden. Cozy back to Aiden, to the net, it's wide. And Koala will guide it further so. Now bouncing down again, Romeo trying to get it away. This one center, the demo will come through. Koala trying to get it away again. This one off the side wall. Cozy trying to bounce it down. Ariam's on it, but it's cleared away by Romeo. Romeo now around, just high off the bar, and it'll drop down away. Aiden letting this one go as well, looking to center it across. It'll be Corinth finding Koala. Now Koala up towards the ceiling, looking for a touch, but won't get back to it. And Romeo sends it away again. Romeo diving in, dunk in front of the net. Cozy is there, and finally Daytona add on. 2-0 with just over a minute left to play. And after a much slower back and forth game, Daytona once again with a firm grasp on this one. And they don't look very likely to give it up. Although there is still time if Vancouver can get going soon. Ariam over to the right side looking for another play. It'll bounce down the sideline. Corinth now staying with it. Dunked away by Cozy. Ariam trying to jump, but Aiden beats him to it. Romeo now dropping it away. That one's centered though, and it's Cozy. And it's 3. Romeo finds Cozy, and it's an easy shot to make it 3-0. And that should all but secure another game win here for the Control. Still 30 seconds left to go, but it's not feeling very good, and it's only getting worse. 4-0 now, as Aiden drops it in and takes the shot as well. He does it all, and it is dominance here in DFH. Under 30 seconds left to go. Feels like a foregone conclusion, as we'll just need to waste this clock down, and then Vancouver will be back to the drawing board. Ariam looking for a reset, now bouncing out off the back wall. Koala over to the side. Aiden trying to get it downfield. He'll do just that. The clock reads zeros. And as soon as it finds the ground, which it will, Daytona secure their second win. And they are now 2 away from a semi-final appearance. They'll outshoot them once again, 12-4, triple their shots and infinite times their goals as they shut them out and score for themselves. And so game 1 was a close effort by Vancouver. Game 2, much less so. But they still have 2 lives left. They can't wait too long, but they still have time to bounce back. So can Daytona keep on rolling and keep on dominating? Or can Vancouver find some momentum in this series? We'll find out as we load in for game number 3. Koala trying to jump in, beat to it by Aiden. Ariam another block to the side. It's Cozy on it next. Won't get the double, but Romeo's there. Off the sidewall again, off the post yet again, twice in a row, but they can't get it through, and Daytona still have a 0 by their name. Corinth now diving right by that one. Romeo bumped off it. Now Ariam down the sideline, looking for another play, rolls it forward, but Aiden's able to send it out. Now Cozy try to play it. I mean, Lemon, my opinion, especially in Pixel, is I could see every quarterfinal, which of course the Boston one isn't, and I'm excluding the Bedford-Madison one, but the first round, as before that, it's Romeo. It's 1-0. And Daytona get first blood for the third time in a row. Yeah, I think in Pixel, semifinals do not have a sweep. I think the top 4 will all bang. In Prism, I feel like we've probably seen the sweeps, but like the top teams versus the top teams can be sweeps, as we've seen. So Prism, I think there's more of a possibility going forward that we could see sweeps, but hey, Vancouver aren't done either, as Corinth gets one on the board. That one just shot from midfield and it rolls all the way in. See, Lemon, I agree. But at the same time, like, Chicago swept both of us. Calgary swept Chicago. I think you can sweep us. I think you and Calgary can sweep each other. Like, I think it's very possible that I don't know who is going to win any of the games going forward, pretty much. But I don't, like, expect them to be sweeps, but they could be. Versus Pixel, every single game other than Daytona versus Inchin between the top 4 teams went to Game 5. And Inchin weren't even playing with their full roster. So, like, you know. This one's played out. Now down off the ceiling. Arium is there, bouncing it in. It's off the post. Koala can't read it. Yeah, Lemon. Wiko said shout out Lemon in his interview because of that. And that's a sentence he'll never say again, so cherish that. As Corinth tries to clear it away, that one falls just wide of the net. Now played forward again. Koala trying to pop it up in the air, but it's Romeo to dunk it right back down. Corinth trying to keep it to the sidewall. Now pinched off the sidewall. Arium will manage to pop it back up. Cozy now letting it fall. Definitely. This one off the sidewall again. Aiden just gonna win it away, looking to follow it into the corner, looking for a shot, but it's dunked away by Koala. Cozy up early, but he doesn't have the read. Corinth now in next. He'll win out on the 50. Aiden trying to dive in next. Romeo leaving it, but Arium's there first. Romeo now stuck without boost, has to continue to wait on it. Now Arium another 50 back. Aiden trying to bang it away. Corinth trying to wait under it. This one around the outside. Koala trying to get it away again. This one now out to the corner. Corinth trying to bang it downfield. And it just goes across pretty harmlessly as Daytona try to break out again. Vancouver have had a lot of pressure so far in this game, but we're still only sitting as tied. As Corinth tries to ban this one away, Arium is there, but it's 50'd out to the side again. Cozy now gonna have another clear. Aiden lurking, but can't find a shot, and it'll drop down wide. Demo is making things awkward for Vancouver, though, as Romeo finds an opening. It's 2-1. The Control take the lead as it's Romeo to get it done again. Aiden has not been involved in this game. I believe he had 64 points there when we cut to him, but he hasn't needed to be. As Corinth tries to get this one out to the side, Koala playing it away. Vancouver need a goal soon. This could be their chance, but Cozy gets up in time. Cozy now following it. Touch away. Aiden will jump. He'll get a dunk. That'll go towards the net, but Koala's able to get it away. Romeo out again. Corinth trying to catch it to the side, but it's dunked by Aiden. Looking for a pass. Corinth ends up with it on the other end. Romeo's alone, but he comes up huge again. Arium to Koala, intercepted by Aiden. 10 seconds left to go. Vancouver are trapped in their own half. They will not break out. They will not battle back just yet. and they have no lives left as Romeo pinches it down, and Daytona take quadruple match point. They outshoot them again 10-4, and they are now one game away from securing the third sweep of the night. As we go to Utopia Coliseum, which will be the potential last game of the series. It's the last chance for the Void. They looked competitive once again in this game. As, by the way, Aiden did end with exactly 100 points, so he broke that line. Meanwhile, Romeo surging to the top of his team, getting the MVP of the game. So, big performance by Romeo in this series. And I think that's maybe in part the problem for Vancouver, that it feels like you prepare for Cozy, you expect Aiden's defense, but Cozy's just kind of playing the midfield, and Aiden hasn't really needed to do much. It's Romeo stepping up, supporting this duo, and helping Daytona to win these games, and so far, nearly this series. Cozy trying to bounce it in, but Koala there for another save. Now dropping down, and it's in! Aiden pinches it down, Cozy pinches it in. 134 on the ground pin shot, and Daytona get first blood for the fourth game in a row. Up the left wall now, Corinth passing it over. It feels like Vancouver need a quick response. They can't keep trailing. They can't give up more. That one though behind Arium, it'll get away again. Why is Lemon getting called out? What's going on here? But also, I mean, I understand. I could see putting in Arrow just for a fresh look, but I think this is the strongest roster Vancouver has. And so I think they've played close in 2 of these games. They gotta just go out there and try to figure it out. You can't be trying to change things out, trying to, like, get a new look. I mean, obviously they've scrimmed. If they've played, like, somewhat similarly with Arrow in, then you can put him in to just get a different look at things and change up the dynamic of the game. But end of the day, they've been competitive. As that one hits the post. Tough angle from the side, but it feels like one Arium has to hit, and he just can't find it. So the lead remains with Daytona. Minute and a half into this one. This one, though, down off the ceiling. Corinth will catch it into the corner. Sticking with it up towards the ceiling, but way too much on that one. It'll roll out to the other side. Arium now around again, looking for another one. Cozy will get it out off the sidewall. Walla now playing it away again. A bump comes through. Now Aiden dropping it down. Corinth gonna get bumped off it. Now ending up still with it. He'll go to the sidewall. He'll look for a pinch. It'll go all the way around. A demo could let it center, but Cozy cuts it away. And Vancouver will need to reset, as they are still scoreless in this game, and they are still trailing while on their last life. Kurt's now trying to set it away again. Aiden circling around. This one bounced away off the backboard. Cozy dunked away. Romeo now down the sideline. Corinth trying to chase it, but Romeo sticking with it. Koala now up in the air. This one bounced around. Arium on it. It's out off the corner. Corinth trying to clear it away. Aiden on it next. Now around the outside. Jumping up. Romeo will get another save. 2 minutes left to go. Vancouver still looking to break through. Koala can turn on this one, but doesn't get enough momentum into it, so he can't push it back towards the center. Romeo now on a catch, looking for a dribble, cutting back in, but Corinth gets a 50. Corinth a pop, but it hits the bar for the double and the post on the shot, and it doesn't go in again. Now shot forward, it's off the back wall. Yeah, I think I agree. I don't think it has happened. Now, I don't know very early season of that other league. I don't know RLGLA like season 1, 2 what happened, but I agree we haven't seen it. And it's not looking like it's going to start here because it's goal number 2. Aiden, a guillotine shot, and it may just be a death sentence for Vancouver. 76 seconds still to go, but it's just not working. They just aren't scoring. And as the time continues to run down, 1 minute left to go, they're trailing by 2. They need to score soon, and it's just the post every time. Nothing else, all post. Now 45 seconds left to go. It continues to get lower, and it continues to get less and less likely as Daytona show why they're one of the Pixel favorites, and they are gonna make a statement in this series. As with most of our sweeps, a couple of the games get close, but none will go the other way as the Daytona Coastline Control sweep the Vancouver Void as soon as these 14 seconds run down, and they move on to face Inchin next week. A good battle by Vancouver, but just not enough. They will not find a game win, and they will not find the series win. And so their season will end here. Well played by them, but just not going to be enough. With that said, of course, we will ask about an interview, and we'll see what we get. But, I mean, good result for the Control. As a favorite, again, last time they played Vancouver, it went to 5. And so you could get... That was one of the results that put a couple questions on their team as to, okay, but are they as real as they look in other games? And in this one, they're showing that they are. But we are going to have an interview, and so we will be back in just one moment. And we are back with Daytona. Yet another sweep. How's it feel to be in the top 4?
It feels great, Doggo. Honestly, I gotta give my props to someone specifically in this call. Romeo played lights out tonight, and he played amazing. And I'm so proud of him for how he played, and he honestly showed out tonight. I'm proud.
Thanks.
I mean, Game 3 MVP?
I think I should lose MVP and give it to Romeo. I mean, at this point.
Okay.
I mean, bro was shooting better than me. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, he was locked in, but really you all were. I do have to ask, though, why were a couple, I think it was games 1 and 3 were closer, going to 1 goal. Why were those closer while the other ones were more one-sided?
We're kind of messing around a little bit. Let's be honest here.
I was doing too much.
Okay.
Yeah, he Leno was just yapping, he like normal. We're just having fun.
I had more than 2 joysticks in my controller.
All right. But yeah, kind of got unlocked a little bit, which caused it to be kind of close. When we kind of said, "Hey, let's lock back in and let's not lose." And like second week of playoffs, so let's keep it going.
Absolutely. And for the first time when one of these series ends, you guys do know who your opponent next week is. So how do you feel to be going up against Inchin?
Oh, it feels great. I'm excited. Really excited, actually. They have a great team behind them. It's going to be a good game. But I think we got it. But it's going to be close for sure.
Absolutely. And then, as I've asked many teams, as you guys start your run here, who, whether it's Inchin or someone on the other side, do you think is your biggest threat heading into your playoff run?
Boston or Madison, because they're the only teams who beat us in the regular season. So, definitely excited for that.
Fair enough. Well, given that, I do think that's about all I have for you guys. So, congratulations on the big win, and good luck next week.
Thank you, Doggo. Thanks for casting.
Absolutely. And that does do it for this one. Of course, we can check back in on the bracket. Only one quarterfinal left to go, which, of course, Lynx was asking about, as Madison will take on Bedford. That'll be on Sunday night. Personally, I got to go with Madison. I really just feel like, I don't know. Madison have just been the stronger team all season, that I absolutely need to believe in them, that I would pick them in probably 5 or 6. But with that said, Madison have had some off games. They lost to, I believe, Buffalo in the final week, and they have definitely struggled at times. And if any team was going to beat a struggling top 4 team, it would absolutely be Bedford. And so I could see that being a closer game, and I could see that being an upset if Madison don't show up. But I think if Madison show up, they should be the favorites, and I see them getting it done relatively cleanly, although I would be a bit surprised if it's a sweep. So, there you go. But we have our first semifinal across both leagues locked in. Excited for the rematch of Daytona Inchin next week. That should be a good one, but of course, we got more games to go before we get there. Tomorrow night, we are going to have Santa Carla taking on New York. That's a 10 p.m. game. I believe over on Sunday night, we have 2, which are Lincoln, Calgary, and that Bedford versus Madison game. That Madison Pixel game is first at 7 p.m. Sunday, while the Prism one is at 9. So, still a full schedule the next 2 days as we lock in our top 4. Then the semis will follow. But that does it for now. Your final score here, one last time. Daytona 4, Vancouver 0. We'll see you back tomorrow night to decide our next semifinal with another Prism quarterfinal. But that does it for tonight.